Tonight we're going to hear from Dan Venturi. He is the current and seeking re-election as the Lake County Republican Party chairman of the party apparatus here in for all Lake County.
Yeah, we got our incumbent and we got our challenger from Vernon Township. They're Township Chairman Don Castella. I'd like you gentlemen to come on up and start the debate.
All right. If I could just preface before we start the actual interrogation. Mr. Venturi, like I said, is the current office holder, and then Don Castella is the Vernon Township chairman. This is Mr. Cook and Mr. Guitardo's counterpart for Vernon Township. And he is seeking election to being Lake County chairman. So if we could, we didn't have time to do a proper bio on you with all the election going on, but as Bob had mentioned, maybe just tell us a couple things about yourselves, what you've done for the party, and then maybe what you think the office entails for being chairman.
These are going to be the nicest questions you've ever seen from me.
Okay. So,
how long you want for opening?
About like 3 minutes or a couple minutes, yeah. Mr. Venturi, since you're the incumbent, if you don't mind, I think we'll start with that.
Me too. I want to thank everybody for inviting me here this evening. This is a great opportunity. One of the things that's nice when you're running for office is the good and the bad is it gets you around to meet people that you might not otherwise do. It kind of forces you to do it. On the downside, the upside is you actually get to do it. You learn, you get some input. My name's Dan Venturi. I'm the current Lake County Central Committee Chairman. This is, I've been chairman for the past 4 years. Other than being a chairman, and so you don't, for those that don't know, it's a payless job, so you have to do something else if you want to earn a living. During the day I'm elected as the Lakeville Township Supervisor, and I'm also an attorney. I also wear a number of different hats, which I think a lot of you here do. You know, you're involved in community groups. You'll see, if you belong to enough groups, you'll see the same group that are in the Lions Club with you, that are in the Booster Club with you, and 20 other groups. But you know what? It's like anything else. You got 5% of the people do 95% of the work. In a community, you'll see 95% or 5% of the people belong to almost all of the groups, and it actually makes a complete circle. As I said, I've been the Republican chairman for 4 years. And I view the job as basically getting Republicans elected, and I think that's whatever it takes to accomplish that. I've tried to be a big tent person. I try to bring in as many people as we can. I also believe in the philosophy that if the voters have elected somebody as a Republican, that the party needs to recognize them as a Republican. To that extent, I think we've had some great successes. Part of the role of the chairman is to really develop a farm team, get people involved, and you do that, not by recruiting people to run for state representative off the bat. You do that by getting people to run for school boards. You get people to run for township trustee, township supervisor, mayors of villages. We've had some good successes with that. We've had a great story around Lake. For those that remember the Senate race, Dan Duffy won last election cycle. His opponent was Bill Gentile, who was also the mayor of Round Lake. We had his election was coming up, and we decided he was kind of being viewed as an up-and-coming star in the Democrat Party. He wasn't very well liked in his community, although people were afraid of him. We actually had 2 slates of people that were going to run against him, and what we did is Dan Duffy and myself sat down, and we took the 2 slates, and we said we're going to, we have the same goal. We want to get Bill Gentile out. They all agreed to that premise, which was good. We used that premise then to say we're going to take the strongest of your 2 slates, and then to make 1 slate. And if you guys agree to do this, we're not only going to, obviously, have you step aside, but we'll work with whatever team is remaining. And we did. We took the mayor from 1 slate, I think it was the clerk from the other, we had some trustees, and we ended up with an excellent slate. And we provided support, we provided money, we provided fundraising for him, and again, we beat Bill Gentil's 2-1. So those are the types of things that you do as chairman to help build the farm team. And Mike's indicating I'm out of time.
You are. So you're Don. Let us.
Thank you for inviting me. My name is Don Castella. I'm the Vernon Township Republican Chairman. That's a job I've done for the last 4 years. I've been a precinct committeeman and essentially been very active in grassroots political activism. I've worked primarily in organizations that are specifically aimed at lobbying activities. One of them was Vets for Freedom, an organization that's composed of combat veterans and veterans like myself who have tried to support, back when President Bush was president, support the activities relating to the surge in Iraq and other activities that are important for veterans. As a precinct committeeman, I've worked on numerous campaigns in my township and around the Chicago area, helping candidates, I was a treasurer of a congressional candidate last year for their campaign. And I've been a Lake County resident for the past 32 years and have watched as our county has changed, has become much higher population than it had, seen many people move out here from the city, and seen the general character and complexion of the voting population in Lake County begin to change. And I could see that it would become necessary for us to become far more active politically if we were going to retain the Republican majority that we have on our county board, for example, and to keep our Republican countywide officials and elected officials and representatives in office. We've had mixed success with that over the past 4 years or so. We've lost, in 2008, 4 county board seats, and we're really almost at the point where our county board is 50-50 with just a small Republican majority. If we lose that majority, we're going to see the fundamental character of this county change. And that's a very important thing that we must avoid, essentially, at almost any political cost. I worked to build the organization in my township, to recruit more committeemen, to get them involved, to get the public officials on board with us, and to help those public officials to get elected. We worked in their township campaigns to help them get reelected, and I've managed to build the organization, which was nearly defunct at the time that I took it over. I mean, it had a number of nominal committeemen, but they weren't working, and they didn't have regular meetings. They didn't have a treasury. They had no outreach effort. It pretty much was like starting from scratch almost. And so over the course of the last 4 years, I've been able to do that. I've gotten a much greater number of committeeman posts filled. We've got people who are active. If any of you have been in an organization, you know there's kind of an 80-20 rule in a lot of organizations. What I've tried to do is fill our organization with people who would be in that 20%, so that they're very active people. And it's right here. And the reason that I'm seeking this office is to try and expand that activity to the countywide level, to bring a lot of the tools that I have developed or have used over the past 4 years to bear at the county level. But one of the things that I do very effectively is internet-based activities. My profession is an internet technology
Don, if we
professional.
could finish it off.
Okay. And I want to bring that to bear as well as other effective means of communications for our party in this county.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the question.